YouTube, good morning. Who fumbled such an opportunity? The untalented. Listen, boys and girls, let's continue to push this culture. Ooh.
She says she's been bitten from head to toe.
I don't know what been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up on me. Watch how she up to score her number 4.
What's going on, everybody? I am MzTia. This is the I am MzTia show. Let's have a culture conversation. I'm not here to tear down the culture. I'm here to push the culture forward. And honey, the topics today, oh, they are culture pushing conversations. Over here, I've been running that campaign or that this kind of thing where I'm saying, let's push the culture. Who's next in the culture? We got to raise them up. But man, this week have been amazing. I don't know if you guys paying attention, but Yeezy is back on the scene. He's part of the conversation today. We got other topics. I'm talking about 50 Cent. I think I got, who else I got on the thing? I got Fantasia on the docket. I think I saw The Game in one of my topics. Deontay Wilder, Future. Listen, the conversation is going to be good. I tell everybody over here, I use entertainment as a teachable moment to have a conversation with the community, because I find out that all of us pretty much go through the same thing, and we can use our lives as teachable moments to help each other grow and push past anything that we go through in the world today. So thank you for joining me once again. I am MzTia. Listen, thank you. I had a saying. I said, we got to cut the dead weight and raise the standard in hip hop. I don't know if you remember, but I can't think of his name right now, but he talked about how rock and roll was infiltrated. And for a minute, I felt like hip hop was about to go through that same thing. But, you got the frontliners, the people on front line. We fighting for the culture. We're fighting for hip hop. And if you dead weight, you got to get out. Listen, it's some hitters out there. They'll get you too. They'll get you too. So, this is going to be a great conversation today. Listen, I tell everybody, once again, this is opinion-based show. It's just only my opinions, how I look at things. I'm a girl out of the South. I love music. My father used to be a DJ. So music have always been the soundtrack to my life. I walk to it. I sing to it. I bounce to it every morning. Soon as I pray and hit the flow, I got a soundtrack in my ear. So if you ever go to my page on my post, I always give a song of the day, because that's what I'm listening to as soon as I hit the flow. Once again, I say I do my prayer and automatically I go to my music, because it's a soundtrack to my life. It gets me going, right? And I tell you, God got some special people out here, and I love the gifts that He has bestowed upon a lot of our artists today. I love it. You can see it. What I'm talking about today. Let's start here. Kanye West, right? The visionary of our time, right? You can't be too crazy to say it. You got to be honest, right? And over here, you got to be honest. He's the visionary of this time. He's the greatest creator when it comes to him being able to exploit and show his gift and his craft. Man, what a gift. I was thinking about this with Kanye this week. I said, man, God don't take the gift, do he? He don't take the gift, man. He give you a gift, man. And if you know how to use it, if you aware of it, it's amazing. And your gift can either heal or it can kill. Who was that? Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Y'all know I always talk about Kendrick Lamar over here, but in one of the songs, I think it was in Gloria, he talked about his pen, right? It can either heal or kill, right? So, somebody who understand their powers, who understand the gifts. But Kanye this week have really showed us that God still allowed him to have his gift, and he's really moving and shifting and performing through it. I'm telling you, he had 2 nights at the Sophie not auditorium, but the Sophie Arena, right, in LA. Listen, you can't act like you under a rock. It's no way. This guy's gift is so crazy. You have to acknowledge it. To be honest with you, he got a shift shaping type of gift. He can move and shift the room, shift the sounds. I gotta give homage and honor to Kanye, because I remember listening to him. He's one of my favorite artists as well. But I remember listening to him, and he said, I see sound, right? I was thinking about this the other day, once again, thinking about Kanye really kind of sparked up a lot of things in my mind and in my body, had me to go and research a lot of things. So I was researching like the gifts, right? I was like, what God's gifts? And he gives prophecies, teaching, serving, encouraging, wisdom, faith, right? Healing. And I was thinking about Kanye, and Kanye kind of moved in this administration type of gift, if you understand what I'm saying. He moved in this leadership type of gift. Shout out to G Malone. He was talking about how he do not like how Kanye is using his gift. Listen to me. This is good, because when I heard him say that, y'all know I'm a hearer. So when I heard G Malone say, he loves him as an artist, but he's not happy with the way he's using it. That's a thing too with people. You got to pay attention to you. If you are anointed and you have these gifts, you have to be very wise with your gift, because you can't lead people the wrong way with it. So, when he said that on his show, go over there and watch the No Ceilings. I got it. I was like, wow, that's true. That's real. But I see Kanye kind of moving in his administration type of leadership. He can organize and execute tasks, for God, if that makes sense, right? Because he know who he is. Jay-Z had a line in Family Feud. He said, I know why I'm here. How about you? Right? Like, if you listen to these guys, they speaking words that you can kind of use to help you. Like in that song, Family Feud, Jay-Z said, I know why I'm here. How about you? One of my favorite songs again, and one of my favorite artists as well. But Kanye have a way, he can guide, he can motivate. But once again, it goes back to, how is he doing it? Do he know and understand how powerful it is? In so many ways, I do believe he knows. And then on the other end, he may not understand how to do it correctly. Cause it's something. And it's really a true gift. I was thinking about this too. I'm telling you, this week, Kanye just really was bringing up so much stuff in my mind, right? So I was thinking about how hip hop artists, right? It's a lot going on. I'm not going to get into that because we're trying to push the culture. So a lot of dead weight got to fall off. So you won't hear me talking about a lot of that other stuff, because a lot of that dead weight got to fall off. So I was listening to some of the younger artists, right? How they would say, I get high and I go in the booth and I go in and I just come out and say this. You got to be careful with that, because you could be tapping into something else, because it's not really tapping into the true gift, because the true gift do not need substance to bring it forth, if that makes sense. Do that make sense? Right? Right? Leave a comment in the comment if you understand what I'm saying. You don't need substance to bring the true gift forward, right? Because your true gift, it can heal, it can kill, it can prophesy, it can bring wisdom, it can bring faith, stability, your true thing. So shout out to Kanye again. Once again, the brother got to give. God don't take that thing, do we? Right? To see the visionary of him a stage at the I think he was doing his Bully album, right, at the Sophie Stadium, and to see he did a stage like the world, and he was walking on the world, right? He was walking on top of the world, and it gave this facade of it gave you kind of like heavenly open heaven. I was listening to the album with a friend last night, and he said, Tia, he sounds like he's calm. He sounds better. And when you listen to the album, he sounds different. He sounds like he got a little peace for a moment. Cause that's one thing about Kanye. He was going through so much. And a friend of mine, he was like, sometimes he just gets so wild. And I was reminding him, you would too. Imagine everything taken from you, right? Imagine somebody stripping. All right. Y'all know what it is. Imagine somebody stripping all of what you've gained, or what they think they have access from you, and you would feel a certain way as well. Do he go by it the right way? No, but I understand. Imagine. See, a lot of us ain't had enough to be stripped from something, so we can't really see it. But I understand, right? Let me get into this album. I was looking at the writing critics because I wanted to see who was on this project with Kanye West. Once again, I'm talking about the album Bully he just released. I'm going to say this. I love the production. Kanye West is literally a sound king, right? He's the king of sound. He's the king of music production, right? He's good at that. Once again, I told you, he said, I see sound. What a gift, right? Oh, could I go here? How much time I got? I was just thinking, I told you this week, everything was just coming back up at me. So I was thinking about how, I think this was back in ancient times, the Egyptians, when you look at them, they used a lot of sound to do stuff, right? When you see the waves, Tesla, he was talking about how the energy, the sound, the waves, da 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 da. So if Kanye have the gift to see this kind of stuff, it's really amazing, especially when you have seen and you kind of understand and you research it and you're looking at the people that came before us who's also describing this stuff. It's not something that's not natural. I can say, oh wow, maybe he is tapping into that. I don't know. You know, God do what he want to do, y'all. You got to pay attention to that. You got to really be informed. I do believe Kanye is a culture carrier. And in this time, as much as people want to kill hip hop, destroy hip hop, a Kanye would have to come in and stand in the gap, right? To help carry the culture. Once again, I'm going to give credit to my brother Kendrick Lamar, because if it wasn't from him, if it wasn't for him at that time to pick it up, grab it out of whatever it was going through and put it on his back, man, what would we be? So then you toss the ball, because this is a this kind of movement, this kind of culture type of thing is going to take everybody, right? It's going to take all of the gifts to come together to be kind of like this superpower. I know I'm talking over your head. Let's go today. I'm not playing. It's going to take everybody to come together with their superpower to help push the culture. I'm still running that. We're pushing the culture. Let's go. And you may have to put down your feelings to a side to save what people are trying to destroy. Kind of remind me of the superhero things. You remember how everybody had to come together to save the world, right? We got to save our culture, because in living in America, Black culture, this is pretty much all we have. So we fighting for it, right? We fighting for it. Let me get into the album. I heard Quentin Miller, Ty Dolla $ign, Don Toliver, Billy Wash, Malik Yusuf, CeeLo Green is on the album. CeeLo Green is on the album, which is crazy. I loved it. I think he's on the song Say, Do What I Say. Let it. Crazy. I said, I'm reading my notes, you guys. Y'all know how when I'm looking over here, I'm reading my notes. I said this. I said, I noticed he was wrestling with his mother still. Once again, this shows the human side of us, right? Okay. Even though we are gifted, we still have this thing called this flesh on us, right? I know y'all. Listen, you came over here. You came over here, MzTia. This is what I give. You can go over there and get the other stuff, but this is what I give. I liked it. The song is called Mama's Favorite, right? I liked it. He showed, once again, his mother appeared again on the album, which remind me that Kanye is still dealing with that. You know, a lot of us deal with death, different, especially parents, right? My father, who was very dear to me, right? Who was kind of really like a god to me, passed. But it's kind of different for me. I think Kanye sit in a seat of guilt with his parent, with his mother passing. I sit in a seat of relief with my father, because my dad was so sick. My father was so sick to the point where when he passed, I felt relief, right? Because he was in so much agony. So to hear Kanye on the Mama's Favorite song, it touched my heart. Listen, once again, I felt like Kanye also was pulling on emotional strings, right? He was pulling on your emotions, right? Once again, this is one of Kanye's gift. He know when it's time to bring you back in. And in the end of the day, it's not up to me to judge. It's not up to me to judge, but I get it. Let me move on. He had a Latino mix on one of the songs. songs mixed with hip hop. I don't know how the hip hop community gonna like that, because now they don't want you to broaden the space of hip hop. And I'm still wrestling with that myself. I said this. I said I noticed his relationship with God. Once again, Kanye have always given us a sense of he talks and get in relationship with God. No matter how you feel about him, no matter how crazy he may act, he came in from the start telling us Jesus walk, right? Right, telling us Jesus walk. So we always knew he had some kind of relationship there. A lot of people like to judge people's relationship. I can't. I don't know. Listen to this. I heard a James Brown feature. I don't know. It's from his infamous news interview where he talked about, I'm James Brown. I make love good too, right? So once again, this is the genius of Kanye West, who know how to pull in epic moments that have soul and spirit on it and use it and give it to us to help us, to help us through this moment as experiencing this sound and whatever this is, this album that he's creating. My favorite songs was Father. I like Father, right? I think featuring Travis Scott, but I really liked it. He got a video over there that's need to be explained. Right? Need to be explained. I like All of the Love with Roger Troutman, right? I like Punch Drunk. I like Sisters and Brothers. Can't Wait. I even like Preacher Man, right? And on that, he talked about he wouldn't recommend this path for anyone. So Preacher Man was one of my favorite. And I like King. I think that's the intro song. Where once again, he was just expressing, this is what I'm going through. This is how I'm feeling, right? And one of the songs he talked about, I would not be extorted. I said, and could this be the reason why Kanye came out recently to tell us some things that happened to him as a youth that was considered like, woo, right? So maybe he's revealing, when you listen to the music, he's revealing a lot of things to sex addiction, money addiction, right? Fame addiction, right? Sex, once again, just all of the vices that a man go through. I think in one of the songs he talked about, you don't even have the vices like I have, right? Because it's levels to this, right? Some people can maintain discipline and some of us don't know how, right? So you have to be careful with your vices. I talked about the vices last week. It's very real. It's very real. The last song, Last Breath, I think that's what it's called, when he did the Latino mix. Shout out to Kanye. I love the album. I think with the albums that dropped this year, the Clips albums, right? GNX, Tyler the Creator, Baby Keem. I said Travis Scott even did something, and all the guys in Atlanta with all that music that dropped in the past year, right? It really, it was good. All of that music was good. All of those artists. And if you go through my timeline, I had a lot of reviews about those albums. So listen, go and check that out. Listen, we still pushing the culture. That's my Kanye review. Let's move on to something else. Oh, before we go, Kanye during the Super Bowl. What do you think? I think I saw a post, and I think I saw someone said, should Kanye do the Super Bowl? Let me tell you this. It's possible. This is business. Don't forget, this is business, right? And when it comes to certain men, it's business over everything. So we may see Kanye doing the Super Bowl. You never know. Listen, let's move into this. 50 Cent, another shapeshifter, right? A power mover, very anointing. I don't know if you saw this, as crazy as he is, right? He's good. He put up a post recently. I don't know if you've seen it. Go and check it out. He talked about, he did a prayer. Oh, 50 Cent. Oh, Curtis, right? Now, I'm going to tell you the truth. This is really him. This is the real 50 Cent right here. He put up a prayer, and I think the prayer said something like, Dear Heavenly Father, hello, forgive me, help my enemies to understand me. But a lot of people don't miss this. This is really 50 Cent. Now, we get the one who defend himself a lot, but this one right here, this is who's under all of that. But anyway, he came up to me recently in the news. I don't know if y'all know, he's still down there in Shreveport trying to get the entertainment district to a certain place, which I'm not crazy about 50 Cent being in Shreveport, Louisiana. And at first I was excited about it because I saw what he could be as a black man in this space. But then when you run up to different obstacles, right? When you be approached with different obstacles, it can make you discouraged. Will he fight and press through? I don't know. You know, he gonna have to do a lot of praying, right? And asking God to go before him, because this is a heavy load. But anyway, did you see recently he also posted this? He said, "I'm very disappointed in how the political people in Shreveport are responding to making donations to 9 different non-profit organizations." He said, I feel negative. It's a negative feeling." He said, I just may not do it again, right? Because he didn't like the results of it. He said, "Nobody gonna tell me what to do with my money." Let me say this. You in Louisiana, that's what they do. So this is why I'm kind of scared for 50 Cent, which I know he already began doing the renovations and maybe taking out a loan for a 10-year span. But this is what scares me about this situation. It said he presented a $500,000 to 9 nonprofits: the Gingerbread House Foundation, L Foundation, Moms on a Mission. You can go look it up, Youth Golf, right? One of the councilmen, now this is crazy. Now listen to this. This is what's bothering me, and this is maybe his obstacles. And I don't know if 50 may need to get with the natives of Louisiana to kind of help him push through this this force here. But he's gonna need someone, and it may be he may have to go ground roots, right? He may have to go to the streets with the people. But listen to this. One of the city councilmen said, Alan Jackson, I'm calling you out. This is the MzTia show. We got to push the brother through. Listen, he said, full support to donate. He said this in one of his posts. He said, "Full support to donate, commend generosity. But what was the process? How did he choose the organizations?" Once again, think about 50 Cent saying people trying to tell him how to spend the money. So this is the city councilman saying, well, how did you choose it? Was it about application, nominee process? He said, it's his responsibility to provide accurate information to the district that elects him. Now, this is the city councilman, right? Once again, these are nonprofits, organizations. Everybody's scrambling and fighting for resources, right? And you got a lot of these people who are very powerful in these seats and who can stop what's coming and going. And that's the fear for me when I'm thinking about Kanye West. Could he do it? I mean, not Kanye West, but 50 Cent. Could he do it? Yeah, but it's going to take a lot of, call me, I tell you. He said, asking question about transparency and process is not negative. It's a part of the duty of the public servant. He said the organizations who have a fair opportunity to participate. So once again, everybody's saying my party need money. Send money this way. So they really want to dictate 50 Cent of where he put the money for him to be received there. Once again, it's really not about money. It's about control. When you listen, when you hear this, it's really about control. Now, here go another city councilman in that situation. This was a Grace and a Bosher. I may be saying these people's name wrong. Hey, this is the MzTia show. I may do that. I say names wrong. But that's the bad cop. Now, here go the good cop. He said, Shreveport should be happy. This is the other city councilman. This is the good cop. He said, Shreveport should be happy that Mr. Jackson is giving money. Right? Right? Shame on us for treating Curtis this way. These some good boys. Listen to this. He said, I think we can do better here in Shreveport. He said, listen to this. This was great. He said, the joke of the day is we can't even get a Trader Joe's. Why? It's enough people in Shreveport to get a good grocery store, right? Right? But this is sarcastic. This is him being sarcasm, right? Sarcastic, right? Being smart aleck, right? Towards 50 Cent, right? Letting him know, you're not a moving shaker here. We are. He said, I'm not happy about the money going in different places. But let's be nice. Let's be nice to Mr. Jackson. So once again, he was even clarified that he wasn't happy about the way 50 Cent broke up the proceeds to give it to the nonprofit. This is why I feel like it's going to be an issue for 50. But listen, 50, I think you know what to do. Pack up and leave. Pack up and leave. Pack up and leave. Pack up and leave. You know, everybody don't want to change. Everybody do not want to grow, even though you would say, but that's what it's about, right? Not for a lot of people. Once again, I told you it's about control. It's not about money. Let's move on. The Game. Y'all know the rapper Game, right? Once again, the Game. Hello. Hello, Game. Hello, Game. Once again, y'all, Game is back in the news for stealing money from a creator, an artist. This time it's 2 gospel artists, right? Why would Game be doing a song with gospel artists? I don't know. Like, what's going on? But anyway, the gospel artist said that the Game stole their money. They stole their money. And they said they want their money back. They say he's bad business. These are Instagram people. Listen, this is what I want to say to inspiring artists or people, once again, who want to get close to people. Giving money over the internet, talking about a feature, that's crazy. That's bad business. So at this time, I blame you artists. Right? I blame the young people who's looking for these artists to be with them. I blame you guys. I blame you creators. If you got to spend money through an app, that's not good business. You need some kind of receipt. You need something more than me sending you money through a cash app, because a Game can easily say, that's not me. That's not my page. Right? That's not me. Who is that? Right? What they always say, somebody hacked me, right? So I gotta blame the people. That's not the way you do business. So you have to really, they may have to take that on the chin, and don't do business that way. That's crazy. So I'm blaming the people. Stop. Don't do that. So I don't want to hear anybody else coming on here talking about people getting over on them because y'all done sent them money through a cash app and they said they was going to do a feature for you. That's crazy. I'm blaming you. Now, that's the end of that. I don't want to hear it no more. Let me go here. Deontay Wilder. Y'all know he's a native. He was on the Piers Morgan show this week. Kind of scary. Right. Once again, I'm worried about Deontay. It was kind of an embarrassing moment. He was having a conversation with Piers about the mother of his child, and he went into explicit details and how their intercourse life is. It was a cringy moment. Who is the PR team for Deontay? Listen, I'm worried about Deontay. It was crazy. Go and see that over on Piers Morgan show, right? And Piers Morgan, how do you know? You know, right? At some point, even you great journalists, y'all need to learn how to protect people. At some point, I felt like it was time for him to have a moment of, let's go to commercial, right? Deontay was doing too much. Let's go here. Brandy. I don't have long. Brandy was in the news. I don't know if you guys know this. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Brandy is doing her new book called Phases, right? And I think it's a biography of her life. Well, in the book, I didn't want to go here, but in the book, she talked about dating 22-year-old Wanye of Boys to Men when she was 16. She said that she claimed that he weaponized her admiration as her mentor, right? He said she said he weaponized that, which is crazy. Is it possible? Yes. Right? Is it possible? Yeah. Especially in this industry, you hear a lot of horror stories in this industry, and I really feel sorry for Brandy. I had a statement here from Wanye. I don't really want to say it; it's too explicit. But I really feel sorry for Brandy. I'm gonna get this book because I want to read it, because I really want to hear what's going on with her. I don't know. Maybe I should come back and do a review with the book, but shout out to Brandy, the voice. Is Brandy called the voice? I know she's the riff queen, right? No, Whitney is the voice, right? But Brandy coming in second. She's the riff queen, right? Who don't love Brandy, right? Brandy could give us a ballad, ballads, right? She's one of those girls that could do the ballads. Shout out to Brandy. Man, crazy growing up in this industry. Horror stories. Let's move here. Future. Y'all know Future, the rapper out of Atlanta, right? One of the Dungeon family finest, right? Come out of the house of Dungeon family. Listen to this. Is it true, Future? Future said he's getting engaged. Is this true? I saw this on a post. I don't know how true it is, but I thought it was funny to come and talk about. Or is this a publicity stunt? I feel like this is an album rollout for Future. Could I see Future getting engaged? Yeah, I can see anybody trying to do something different in their life, especially when you've been Future all your life, right? Mr. Toxic, right? It says something about toxic era over. Why do that feel like an album title? So this is what making me think. I don't think it's real. I feel like it's an album title. I don't think it's real. But shout out to Future if he's getting engaged. You know, everybody got to try it. You done did everything but died, right? Hey, why not? Okay, listen to this. J. Cole. J. Cole. If you don't get your J. Cole, if you don't get your tail back over here. So I don't know if you guys seen this, but J. Cole is fed up with the hip hop community to the point where he's leaving. He said, I'm taking my talents to China, honey. He will be playing on a professional basketball team in China. Is that real? Right? And the team is called the Monkey Kings. J. Cole, please. Oh, Jesus. Was he young? Was J. Cole young in this industry? What happened? Right? He bothers me. I don't know. It's just something about him. It's just something. He put my finger on it yet, but it's just something. Listen to this. This is heartbreaking. Fantasia. Everybody know Fantasia Barrino, the face of the American Idol. I said it. Y'all know Ruben Studdard. When Ruben Studdard from Alabama, right? And he was the first winner. When Ruben Studdard the first winner? I think so. But Fantasia came through and really became the face. But listen, she recently announced her final album, which is crazy. I'm sick. You know, to me, I felt like Fantasia never really had a fair chance in this industry. Was it too much God? Right. You know, this industry don't really like Jesus like that. Was it too much God, honey? You know, and she got it, right? It oozes out her skin, Fantasia. But anyway, she announced her final album, her final album. Crazy. Okay, Fantasia, do not leave music. At least go to gospel, because I do believe that's Fantasia's roots anyway, gospel. And I do believe she could do great work in that sector of music, and she may not want to carry that label, right? But Fantasia, do not stop music. You know, Fantasia got a crazy gift. From the beginning, we knew Fantasia had a gift. Do y'all remember when Fantasia did the Tony Awards and she did that was that Color Purple? This is me. Crazy. Fantasia's one of them girls too. She could give us a ballad, right? Like, why do y'all not like the real gifts, the true talents? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't want the world to hear, do it. We need these people. You need a Fantasia, right? Fantasia, if you hear me, you cannot stop singing, sis. I don't care. You cannot. Go independent. Oh, I just don't want to let the Fantasia go right now. Go independent. That hurts. Let's move on. I gotta go. Oh, I don't have long. Oh, listen. If you haven't liked the video by now, push the like button. Y'all crazy. I get my same little group come through. Push the like button. Why y'all ain't pushing the like button? Something wrong with y'all? Y'all making me stop in the middle of the show to fuss at y'all about the like. Quit acting crazy. Jill Scott. Ooh, this is good. Jill Scott family photos found at a local thrift store. Man, you would not believe this, but this is common. People who maybe have elder parents, right? When they pass away, a lot of people send everything from the home to different organizations to give away, right? And I've seen this personally. People will even send their whole family portraits to a thrift store. No one takes the time to say, I want to keep these memories. So when I saw this young lady who was at a local thrift store, and she said, man, I found the pictures of Jill Scott. Do anybody know who this is? And when it turned out it was the Jill Scott, right? One of her managers reached out to the young lady to receive the photos back. But I see this all the time. People will just give everything away, not even realizing to save your family things. It's crazy. Shout out to Jill Scott. I know that was kind of surprising and shocking and like, what the, right? I gotta go. Last topic. Is this true? Democrats call for reparation for immigrants who was traumatized by ICE. Listen, thank you for tuning in. This is the I Am MzTia show. I'll see y'all next week. Push the culture. Bye.